It is a beautiful night here at VyStar Ballpark. Time for our second game of the day, the first day of the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic. UCF, the Knights, and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. A welcome to you to this broadcast exclusively on D1 Baseball with Jack DeLongchamp. I'm Darren Vaught. We're so glad you're here. Jack, I'm excited for this one. Again, the Irish and the Knights both boasting starting pitchers. These guys are bona fide strike throwers.
Studs. First, obviously, Braden Smith. He's going to get you with a sinker, cutter, slider. He loves to split the plate for Notre Dame. For me, I'm really excited to see how he goes out and attacks a talented Notre Dame offense. And for the Knights, big fella on the mound, Jack. Come on, 6'5", 250 for Notre Dame. He looks like he could play defensive end in the fall. It's a fastball, it's a slider, it's hard away from righties, it's ardent into lefties. He has been a dog. Really excited about a bright 26 season for him.
It's a tremendous matchup. You mentioned Jack Radel. Here's a look at the UCF lineup that he will face in this first inning, as we will begin with Deyames Ross, Jordan Lodice. That might sound like a familiar name. There are some familiar ties there that will get you tuned up on. And then Andrew Williamson, who is on the preseason watch list for the Golden Spikes Award, one of the best players in the country.
To me, it all starts with Deyames Ross at the top. He's such a catalyst. His ability on the base path, but he can really beat you gap to gap as well. He is a monster in that extra base hit category.
Game 2 on our first night of the Jacks College Baseball Classic. So Ross, one of the team captains for the Knights, readies as the Irish now take the field. Second start of the season for Jack Radel. He went 4 innings flat, 3 runs, all earned on 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks. So not an ideal beginning to his season at Florida Atlantic in their first go-round, but make no mistake, this is going to be a huge, huge piece of whatever Notre Dame does with their season.
The Sioux Falls native, again, fastball 92 to 94. He's touched 97. It's electric stuff. But again, the 3 walks are what really hurt him in that last outing. 5 punches and only threw 4 innings. You'd love to see him get ahead and early in counts.
.3.5 ERA for Radel last season. And UCF anxious to get this one going. Both teams are, as Indiana and LSU went a little longer than scheduled. So this one about an hour behind schedule for the start time. But UCF kind of the de facto host team of this event.
Here in the Sunshine State. Bright future, 1 through 4 of that offense there. And again, beyond early on in the season. But you can see why D1 Baseball raved about this group in their preseason review. All of them hitting over 400 again just through 4 games. But a ton of promise heading into their second year of Big 12 play.
There's some variance in this lineup as well. Ross, a left-handed hitter. Williamson in the 3rd spot, left-handed hitter. Landon Moran and Noah Rabin back-to-back lefties at 5 and 6 in the order.
We joked about it and a whole lot to laugh about. I'm sure every broadcaster in the country is salivating at getting to talk about another Lodice in college baseball. But again, just the freshman already slid in that 2-hole. It's going to be crucial for him to protect Ross. You see the captain, they go as he goes.
So Ross settled in, and we're ready to get underway. Called strike.
There's pitch clock.
Ricochets away, 1-1 to Ross. So 2 balls and 1 strike. You mentioned the few walks the first outing for Radel. This feels like a pretty important first inning against a very, very capable few hitters. Even a miss.
You see even just the difference between those last 2 breaking balls. That second just a little bit tighter. And I think, to your point, Darren, you fill up the zone, it's going to start with that off-speed pitch.
Swung on and missed. Nice comeback there for Radel to strike out the first batter he faces.
He reaches in the back pocket here. Buries the breaking ball in the back foot, and this is just a fastball. Louisiana, by you. The big fella getting downhill.
Pretty impactful first out, it feels like, for Radel, as he's got Jordan Lodice in the batter's box now. Lodice, the brother of Kyle, cousin of Alex, last year's ACC Player of the Year. Kyle, a tremendous season for Georgia Tech. With Alex, of course, being at Florida State and a huge part of their success a season ago. Called strike for Radel, and it's 1-2.
This is effortless fastball getting downhill right now. That one just at 91, but in the box, you could tell this is getting on these hitters quick.
There's another for Radel. Consecutive strikeouts to begin things.
One punch out with a heater. This one, how about a breaking ball for the freshie? Just snaps it off at the last second. Not much that Lodi can do. But Wave, Radel looks dialed in here early.
First pitch, a foul ball for Williamson. So for Radel, that feels like an important point of growth for him this season. Jack is got a lot of swing and miss last year with the fastball in particular. A good sign if you're Notre Dame, him getting the strikeout on something other than that. Williamson can't connect. He has 2 strikes now.
See, it goes back to that breaking ball. It's like he's shown 2 different. It's the same grip. One that's a get me over, and then one to bury. Let's see if he attacks that back foot of Williamson.
Just tipped it back. And Williamson stays alive.
That was best on best. 96 on the clock.
Again, drops it right in there for a taken strike 3. How about Jack Radel? Strikes out 3. All 3 he faced, and we're on to the home half of the first. The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow at peak.events, Peak DOT Events, on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball. Look at the lineup for Notre Dame. They're led off by Drew Berkland, who's had a strugglesome start to his season. Bino Waters, who was a breakout star freshman, power-hitting left-hander in the two-hole. And then a transfer that they really like as a top/middle-of-the-order guy, Mark Quattrani, the catcher.
All eyes on Bino Waters, right? Watching his batting practice, thunderous. This is an exciting offense where, yes, a ton of question marks as they fill a lot of different shoes, but they're going to have their hands full. We talked about it in the open. Braden Smith is a true strike thrower. Notre Dame's going to have those bats ready to go.
Braden Smith, the junior, spent 2 years at Division II Maryville University of St. Louis. Was their Friday starter a year ago. 3.5-ish ERA. Get this, Jack. 4.3% walk percentage. 97th percentile. First pitch to Drew Berkland. On the inside corner.
I think after last year, too, you mentioned that K to walk percentage. On Friday nights, the ultimate tone setter. Defense is going to be hot right behind him.
Berkland grounds it left side of the infield, dug up by Braden Calise, who makes the throw, and that's one away.
This is a lot more difficult than Calise made it look. You can see he catches that short hop at the last second. Throw with the shoulder wide open. Again, it's a slow roller, but that last short hop, heck of a play, so his shortstop doesn't have to make a throw deep in the 6 hole.
So that was the first ball batted in play as we're in the bottom of the first inning. Bino Waters now the batter for Notre Dame. Ferocious first swing, and it's foul.
I've heard some of his coaches say it's organized chaos in the box. Like, it's a big, aggressive swing until he gets to 2 strikes. But you can see he stands straight up, gives him a little bit better vision from year 1 to year 2 they've talked about. But he is going to get his A+ hacks off.
Smith gets a swing and a miss. Really running that action clock down, maybe to get Bino's timing off a bit.
I think it's just a veteran, if you will, on the mound, a junior with a lot of college baseball under his belt. Maybe toying with the young lefty a bit.
Now the 0-2. Got a wave and a miss. First strikeout for Smith, second down for UCF's defense.
And he doesn't nibble, right? And he takes that 2-seam fastball, and he's just all over the zone, this AB. Taking advantage of the big aggressive swing. This is a sinker that just runs up. About 2 balls off the plate. Great execution. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
So 2 down, nobody on. Mark Quattrani is the batter, and he has an on-base percentage of .667 on this young season. Good eye and a close watch gives him a 1-0. First ball thrown by Smith, by the way.
Pitchers making us look like we know what we're talking about a bit, huh?
Right, we said they throw strikes. They have both done so very effectively so far, but there's,
That was a no-brainer.
Quattrani 5 for 9 on the year so far. 3 walks, been hit by a couple of pitches. Skies it, and it is out of play to the opposite way. So it's 2-1 now.
Quattrani, the Cornell transfer. He was the Ivy League freshman of the year 2 years ago, and he's the first Ivy League player since 2017, 2018 to repeat back-to-back years on that first team selection list. Making his way to the ACC, picking up right where he left off.
2-1 from Smith. Fisted backward, 2-2 now.
By the way, friends at home, if this sinker looks like it's moving a ton from your couch in the box, let me tell you, Quatrani gets the foot down. He goes, oh, this is a cookie over the plate. By the time it gets to him, man, yum, yum, yum in on the handle.
2 balls, 2 strikes, Braden Smith. Quatrani leaves it upstairs, and the count is full.
It's the first 4 seam we've seen from Smith. Tries to climb the ladder with that 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
Swing and a miss. How about a couple punchies for Braden Smith? 3 up, 3 down for both squads in the first inning. Let's go on to the second. The Live Like Luke Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. A quick first frame here in Jacksonville. We got the night game, Jack, so we get the lit up view.
I was going to say, how good is our production team? One awesome logo to another. Beautiful scenic views here at VyStar Ballpark, and sure glad we talked about those pitchers in the open. They have been absolute filth. How about one punch you with a heater? The next, yeah, we'll show you the breaking ball. Nasty stuff from Radel, and this to finish the inning. And he has had that breaking ball on his string. With that big heavy heater, man, as a hitter, you're sitting there going, I got to take away 96, right? But when he can break that off at any count at any time, it'll be a long night for opposing hitters, not only this evening, but heck, you're an ACC play as well, too.
3 strikeouts for Radel. Got all 3 batters he faced in the first inning. So Zach Skinner, the catcher, now at the plate for UCF. It'll be Skinner, Landon Moran, and Noah Rabin. Hard hit right side of the infield, snagged by Parker Brustevich. And that's one away for Notre Dame's defense.
This has got extra bases written all over it, Darren. I'm not so sure that this baseball doesn't catch him. Look, this gets him about 2 feet behind him. Absolutely peppered, but a vacuum cleaner. Heck of a play by 2-2.
Not bad considering that was the first ball Notre Dame had seen put into play. Quick start to the night.
Radel was saying, hey, defense, I just want to make sure you were awake. I'll get back in the zone, no worries.
In all seriousness, there is a sort of tricky balance when you're a strikeout pitcher in that way, right? Because you need the outs when they are in play.
Yeah, I think that's the excuse after an error, right? You're like, oh, we got lulled to sleep out here. It's more so when you watch this 6'5", 250 donkey on the bump. It's easy to defend, right? Opportunities are limited.
Two balls and 1 strike to Landon Moran. Again, Brustevich. A bit more leisurely this time. Makes the play on his own, 2 down.
I think sometimes that play's a little bit more difficult. Brustevich just being an athlete, reacting to the last one. That one trickles to you. almost a cue ball, if you will. Ton of spin on it. Does a good job keeping it going down. Another 3 unassisted.
Designated hitter Noah Rabin, who's had great plate discipline so far in this young season. 4 walks. He watches the first pitch strike.
You said leisurely, huh? Looks like a guy that's take all the way, huh?
Now 1-1. Dean holds back, 2 balls and 1 strike. Wave and a miss. And Radel using the full arsenal early here.
Sometimes you see these aces on Friday, maybe hide a secondary pitch until that second time through. He's letting it eat right now.
Called strike 3. Radel floated it on top of the outer half of the plate. That's his 4th punch out. He's retired all 6. Through an inning and a half, and both pitchers have faced the minimum number of batters. It's been quick moving through 2 for Notre Dame's Jack Radel, and this will be the 2nd inning of work for UCF's Braden Smith. So Parker Brustevich will lead things off for Notre Dame. He made a couple of plays at first. That's kind of typically how it works, right?
Yeah. Now, when you make the 3rd out, then it's dangerous when we lead things off. Flash the leather, hit the rule, make the play, web gem to end it. You start it, it's always a homer.
Yeah.
We got an extra base here. Is there an abbreviated version of the rule?
I think it's it may be a lesser version of the rule. He made a great play at first to begin the last frame.
Braden Smith having none of it.
Just gets him started right away with a fastball for strike 1. Fastball ripped right back up the middle. And Brustevich with a leadoff knock. Okay, so I was on to something
You're
there.
all in, man. You're in mid-season form. 93 in on the hands. But watch this. Brustevich gets that foot down early. That hits in the zone forever. So even though he doesn't catch necessarily a clean barrel, great job directionally to stay through the middle of the field.
And aboard now for Jace Lee, the right fielder for Notre Dame. Loads of potential for this guy. Head coach Sean Stifler raves about him. Getting his first opportunities of the season here. Lee hacks it foul. He's got 2 strikes.
The South Bend native too, so you got to know, like, for he and his family, how awesome is it? And he gets to represent this school at the collegiate level, and oh yeah, ho hum. He was a stud that freshman campaign too, a ton to work off of.
Into the air, right field. And it makes its way into the seats, so see another 0-2. Started 30 games last season for the Fighting Irish, all in the corner outfield. Had to react there, but fights it off.
Last year, Braden Smith got that fastball, I believe, topped out at 94 last season. We've already seen him hit 95 a few times. Shout out to that UCF strength and conditioning team. He's looking frisky this evening.
That's a good-looking move over to first. Brustevich just back on the dive.
Smith's looking at that dugout saying, don't let me put those hands up to the ears.
All of a sudden, Jack, he just started chewing his gum a bit harder, I notice.
One pickoff and some McGregor mannerisms have flashed on the rubber.
Here's another 0-2. Lee into the air, foul ground. Skinner back to make the catch.
Just gets in on the hands of that sinker. Defensive swing from Lee, and Skinner dumps the helmet and secures a really important out number one, too, especially for Brustevich, that barrel to get through. And you can see Braden Smith starting to get a little animated. Always fun, great, love it. Pitch with emotion. Don't want to see him get too emotional. Locks back in, now just a double play away from getting out of here.
Noah Coy, the shortstop, with a little bit of extra time as Zach Skinner
dumped that helmet too hard. Pitch count got loose.
Look, they say do not let the helmet be a factor, right? You got to get it as far out of the way as possible. First pitch swung on, fouled, and an 0-1 to Noah Coy. Brustevich back again.
I'll tell you what, though, Smith is one heck of an athlete. Those are quick moves. He showed good feet. We raved about the pitchability, but I like watching 1-9 move on the rubber, man. He manipulates the mound a bit, too, at times.
Action clock down to 4 seconds when he let that one go. In the dirt, and it's 1-1. And we've seen a lot of that in recent years. Guys will move up a level, either a D3 or a D2 pitcher. And one of the ways they can be effective early is mastering that action clock as you see it tick down on the left side of your screen. Coy blasts it high into the air, out into center field. Ross there, and there are 2 away.
That's a heck of a swing. Loud barrel, but Ross about 4 paces back. This is big boy ballpark, man. You got to have some juice to leave the yard here. We saw the lone homer in game 1 today. Zach York, a.k.a. Big Pop, with a 3-run homer that reclaimed the lead for LSU. To leave the yard here to dead center is going to take one heck of a mighty swing.
Mason Barth, the batter for Notre Dame, in search for his first extra base hit of the season. Watches one in the dirt. It's 1-0. Third on, can't connect, and a level count.
This is a freshman they're really excited about. Man, he don't look like a freshman. That's 205, big physical young man. But when you watch this swing, hands are really, really quiet. Not a lot of moving pieces for the underclassmen.
Eyes it, but it's a strike. And now Smith a pitch away from getting out of the frame. Got away from him. 2-2 on the fastball. So Smith with that runner at first, having to labor a little bit more here in the second. Top shelf, and the count runs full.
Good pitch, trying to get him to chase at the top of the zone. Great discipline from Barth.
Prior to retiring the side, he tried the same with Quattrani before ultimately striking him out in the first. Good cut. Barth fouls it away, keeps his 3-2.
Smart defensive right now. He's trying to backdoor him with that sinker. Does a good job of just fighting to stay alive. Braden Smith, he's a put-away guy at 21%, right? He can go get you in those 2-strike counts. That's good for 70th percentile in Division I baseball. Barth's saying, we're here to fight a little bit. Driving that pitch count up.
The 7th pitch to Mason Barth. Driven high and deep into center field. It won't quite make it to the warning track. Another catch for Ross, and the side is retired. A runner stranded for Notre Dame, but we are scoreless through 2. Oh, it is a fantastic day for baseball. Near record highs in the temperature department for Jacksonville. A far cry from last year. It was a bit chilly here for this event, but man, it was beautiful today. It's a beautiful evening.
This event continues to grow year in and year out. Heck, even just the construction out in right center field here at VyStar Ballpark. Saw a great shot there. All the conferences and teams represented this weekend. Peak Events continues to raise the bar. As good as anyone in the business.
Couple of frames down. Jack Radel has struck out 4 of the 6 batters he's faced. He's retired each of them. So now he's got the bottom of the order. Braden Calise, the 3rd baseman. J.D. Rogers and Austin Jacobs all due up. Starts Calise with a strike.
It's 93-94, right? But because he gets so far downhill, man, his extension is just silly. I'm telling you, this feels heavier in the box. You're looking at that scoreboard, like, are you sure this isn't a hundo? This guy's letting the ball go at like 45 feet, it probably feels like.
When he's been as fast as 90, right at 97 with a pitch in this one. And we'll have another here with 2 strikes against Calise.
What he's also done too, he gets ahead in just about every count so far, allowing him to keep that pitch count low.
Calise threw the bat head at it just to stay alive. Pokes it down onto the ground. Radel fields himself, and that's the first down.
Big fella getting up off the mound. Falling off that way, able to settle himself, gets to it. Makes a confident throw. I mean, that's a tough throw, especially with a runner hugging that running lane. Feeds it, keeps the first baseman out of harm's way. Win-win everywhere.
J.D. Rogers to the plate for UCF. And it's up and in, 1-0. Radel and the first baseman, Parker Brustevich, as well as the catcher in Quattrani. The only 3 players who have been involved defensively. There's another to Brustevich and another unassisted put away.
I would have never put that together.
A three-man defense. How about that?
Just like the bench warmers. Pitcher, catcher, fielder. What else do you need when you got Jack Radel on the bump? Throwing darts.
So 2 down. And it's the 9-hole hitter, Austin Jacobs, the second baseman, who sees the first pitch strike.
He's working with pace. Mixing and matching. There's been a lot of heaters at the bottom of the lineup.
Foul ball, strike 2.
How's the tune go?
Do you want to lead there?
I'm telling you, everyone who bought this subscription at home to hang out with us would be just so disappointed if I did.
Bouncer left side and foul. I don't know. I think history has shown us, recent history, of course, you're a pretty young guy, has shown us that fan bases like it when you just yell the things that they yell. They love that. Strike 3. Jack Radel with another punch out. He's retired 9 in a row, fanning 5 of them. What a start. Day 1 of the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic in our second game, 2 games per day with a couple more to go. You see the schedule on your screen. Notre Dame LSU will take place at noon Eastern tomorrow. UCF and Indiana in the other game. And then Sunday we start just a little bit earlier, getaway day for all of us. Indiana, Notre Dame, and LSU, UCF. Same, kid. That's my reaction to this pitcher's duel that we've got going on. Jack Radel has retired all 9 batters he's faced for Notre Dame. Braden Smith here for UCF only gave up that leadoff single to Parker Brustevich, but stranded him there at first in the last frame.
Jack Radel slinging it to the extent that every college baseball fan in the country is going to have a Fighting Irish onesie on like we saw coming out of the break. I mean, man, he has made it nasty. Showcased the arsenal through 9 with ease, but to your point, Braden Smith has kind of matched the same energy, the D2 transfer. Ton of pitchability, love the moxie on the bump. Continues to try to match those zeros.
Dylan Passo watches a first pitch strike. He's a designated hitter for Notre Dame. He started all 4 games of the season for them so far. Couple of hits, a run driven in. Oh, left it outside, but it's on the black for strike 2.
Great work by Skinner behind the plate. He's set up in, but doesn't give up on that pitch. Able to steal it to get to 0-2.
Just up top, and it's a 1-2 count. Passo 8th in the lineup for Notre Dame, so Jamie Z, their third baseman and 9th batter, will be the last to step up to the plate for the first time for either side. Swing and a miss. Skinner applies the tag, and it is another strikeout. This time it is Smith's 3rd.
Ever since you said it, I can't not notice it. Slider down, back foot, great work by Skinner to keep it in front. Get another shot of Smith, though, man. He has been chomping at that gum aggressively. With every punch out, that jaw gets an extra workout, man. These guys are dealing.
Jamie Z looks at a looper that drops in. Z just 1 for 6 on the year so far. Big cut, and it's 0-2.
Might we add as well, one of 5 freshmen in this Notre Dame starting lineup tonight.
straight up into the air. Will it stay in play over at first? Moran has it. And that's the second away.
Remember the old school paper toss game on your mom's iPad? You throw it up. That ball starts dang near over the seats. Arm ran all the way back into fair territory. No one will ask, was it easy? They just ask, did you catch it?
So back to the top of the order for Notre Dame. Drew Birkland, ground ball to third his first time up. That led off in the first. And it's another first pitch strike. Close take, 1-1. Two strikes on Birkland, who is one of those freshmen you spoke of. It's a couple years in a row Sean Stifler has brought in not just a talented class, but a rather sizable class.
You're excited about him, too. Birkland, who actually started his career at Minnesota. Great take here. You see that pitch just falls off the table. And he's got that four-seam fastball that naturally has some arm side run. That one, just a true sinker, a power sinker. He has a catcher, Skinner, man. He's got to get that thumb guard ready, man. That is a tough pitch.
2-2 to the graduate. And Birkland fights it off. So he'll see another. There's a shot of Stiff. He's done a great job. I mean, it's a job that, look, I mean, anybody who's assumed it will tell you it's not particularly easy. There's a line drive into the gap in left center. And Birkland thinks about second, but will stay put at first.
Love the hard 90 out the box. He gets about halfway looking to steal an extra 90 feet. Great work by Ross to cut this thing off and get it in perfect time. This is just a slider that hangs a bit. Birkland doesn't miss. It's been a slow start to the season for Birkland, but there is a reason. He is going to be a staple in that leadoff position and doing a really good job of taking advantage of a mistake.
So a man aboard for Bino Waters. 2 away, though. Aggressive first pitch swing.
You want 6 to stay?
It's even on that pickoff move. Bino Waters, one thing that he's worked on from year 1 to year 2. Starting to load a lot earlier. It's a little bit quieter. It allows him to get that front foot down and then just be able to react, right? Even when I sit heater and he throws a breaking ball, you'll see this load start earlier, which is something that's helped him out this year.
Leaves it down, 1-1. Skinner gets a new ball for Smith. High into the air. Rogers under and left. And the catch is made. So another runner stranded for Notre Dame, but pretty smooth sailing for Smith. Still scoreless. The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is presented by Peak Events, home of the best outside of Omaha. Follow at Peak DOT Events, peak.events on social media to keep up with the best in early season college baseball.
That's happening.
The facility upgrades here at VyStar Ballpark from last year's Jack's Classic to this year's, phenomenal. You might recall, if you tuned in last year, construction was being performed actually as we were playing in right center field. It's a sweet area now. It looks great. What are they, ships that you saw?
No, that's what I was saying. That's happening. Those are, come on,
Shrimp boats.
shrimp boats.
I get it.
That's happening. I'm doing my best Forrest Gump impression out there at some point this weekend.
We got the view of the bridge and the lights of the cars passing by. I told you, man, I prefer the evening shift here. I can't lie.
Without question. You mentioned, too, the best outside of Omaha. Man, Peak has done such a great job of filling this incredible ballpark with some really savvy teams. All 4 Power 4 conferences represented. I just February, but I got my postseason vibes already kind of rolling through my veins right now.
This event will do that to you. Jack Radel will do it to you. Back to the top of the order. Diamez Ross grounds to the right side of the infield. And, hey, we got a play made defensively by someone other than the catcher, first baseman, or pitcher. Mason Barth gets in on the action.
Good job rolling left and getting out of Speedy Ross. And understand the philosophy here if you're UCF. We got to do something different against Radel. He's been so good. So early in the count, we're going to try to ambush something flat. The problem is, man, this pitch count continues to stay really low for a strikeout dude.
It's a different kind of strikeout dude, though, right? I mentioned earlier that effectiveness, getting swing and miss with his fastball, and that's without being a guy who throws 100, right? And he's pumped it some more. That's a definitive improvement from last year. It feels like he's got a little more juice behind it. Down to the opposite field, and Jordan Lodice with a 1-2.
The opponent batting average, it's really low, but the chase percentage, when you look at it, up to 31%. The stuff is really good, and it's good enough to get guys out of the zone. The problem is, last week you look at the 3 walks, that's where he gets roughed up a little bit. But he's already matched the strikeout total from last week.
And there's another tally.
Oh, easy money. Making it look like, again, we know what we're talking about. We appreciate you, 2-7. But I'll tell you, that off-speed pitch, when he can throw that for a strike, now all of a sudden I can get you to chase out of the zone against it. And it's a pitching coach's dream so far this evening.
Struck high into the air. Waters makes the catch, and the side is retired. Another 3-up, 3-down frame for Jack Radel and company. This has been a pitching coach's dream of a game so far, as you described it just a moment ago. Notre Dame up to the plate with 3, 4, 5 due up to face Braden Smith, who has given up a couple of hits, but they have been inconsequential.
It has been, a beautiful blend of efficiency, nastiness. Guys up to 4. You mentioned it, Jack Radel, maybe not a guy that's going to hit triple digits, but I'm just telling you, 97 feels like 107 when it's 6'5", and the extension, like you're not seeing it come out the hand until all the way he gets down the hill. Whereas Braden Smith's a bit different. He's run that sinker up to 94 miles per hour tonight, but when he's at 92 with the sinker, and the cutter's at 89, and the slider's at 86, like everything's hard, and everything is either in at you, away at you. Nothing is straight. He's done a great job of mixing and matching.
Mark Quattrani 0 for 1 with a strikeout, gets things started. Non-committal half swing there, and it's 0-1. Quattrani, Brustevich, Lee, the 3 due up for Notre Dame. And that's an action clock violation on Smith as he stepped off the backside of the rubber. So they're going to give it a ball. 1-1 the count to Quattrani.
You see some gamesmanship, though, maybe from Smith. Maybe didn't realize that pitch clock had dwindled down and went right to that pitch comm, and home plate umpire Chris Tipton said, "No, I gotcha."
Now a 1-1. Okay, and now he steps off again and actually says, oh, they're going to give another action clock penalization here. So as a result, Rich Wallace, the head coach, not too pleased with it.
They are going to take a look.
Well, I mean, you kind of have to,
whether
it's true or not at this point.
Well, right? I bite my tongue because the second one, okay, now I kind of buy it, right? And Chris Tipton's kind of in a tough spot. Technology, right? What are you going to do?
So the count will be 2-1.
This is the first time we've seen Rich Wallace this evening, former UCF Knight as well. Brings a ton of pride into this program as someone who's walked the walk and now talking the talk as the skipper.
And Smith with ball 3 on the first that he's actually thrown. Big cut. Quattrani with a full count.
That did not feel good. Chris Tipton giving Skinner a quick breather as we await the payoff pitch. Yeah, Quattrani's a big dude. See why they've got him hitting in the heart of this lineup.
Full count. Inside corner, strike 3. So Smith battles through some adversity and gets his 4th strikeout.
Watch the reaction after this pitch. Just a dart, a sinker right on the inner third. A bit of a fist pump from Smith. I think it's the same piece of gum.
I wonder if, at this rate, he goes into the dugout, doesn't take out what's in there, but he just adds pieces in.
Ooh, I like that take.
One away, Parker Brustevich. Eyes strike 1. He singled his first time up.
It was a sinker in on the hands that he was able to kind of inside out through the middle of the field. What's Braden Smith do? Pitch you backwards. First pitch breaking ball. Nasty on the outer third.
Another strike. And again, a kind of, I wanted to but couldn't pull the trigger swing from Notre Dame.
It's the shape, right? So when I go slider, when I back it up with a cutter, that's a lot harder but very similar horizontal break as a hitter. You're like, man, I can't figure out which tunnel this is coming out of.
0-2 from Smith. Nicked foul. Brustevich keeps his 0-2.
Like the pitch call there. 0-2, he tries to get him with a fastball at the top of the zone. We've already seen the slider and cutter this at bat. Just change the eye level of Brustevich.
And Smith steps off with 3 on the action clock. And again, motioning toward the hat. So Chris Tipton, the home plate umpire, he has not made an indication.
This dugout is not going to love it.
I'm not the best at reading lips, but I think Tipton was looking at Wallace saying, what do you want me to do? Smith fires in, and it's fouled.
You know what?
So there was no violation called there.
No violation. Allows it to reset and breathe a little bit. Something that I think Rich Wallace probably appreciated. Maybe that's what he barked out of the dugout.
Could be.
Can we just go back to the old school signs behind the dish, too?
And yeah, this is becoming a point of frustration for Smith. It is another action clock violation. So a ball is added to the count. It's 2-2. And at some point, Jack, whether it's what you would like to ideally do or not, maybe you do resort to the physical motioning, but
their audible is actually, you saw first baseman Landon Moran came
Smith
in.
Smith and Moran swapped units.
You know, an infielder and an outfielder are allowed to have a pitch count system, so everyone can kind of be on the same page regarding shifts and whatnot. So Moran offers him up to the dude that probably needs it most, some might say, and the faulty guy will end up in the back pocket of the first baseman.
So now it's 2-2. Smith to the plate. Bouncer up the middle at shortstop. Lodice can't squeeze it. Brustevich is up easy at first again, this time on the error.
All good, Lodi. All good. Let's go. All good, Lodi.
You see at the very end of this play, Brustevich, high chopper, he's going to come in and get it. And it's that second short hop that just kind of sneaks under the glove of the talented young freshman. It's so tough, right? Because you don't necessarily know on those in-between plays. Do I come hard in, make a throw on the run? You could see Lodice maybe at the last second look to pause and get his feet set, and the ball spins underneath his left.
First pitch to Jace Lee. Curls in for a called strike. Well, all things considered, again, Smith has really been going through it in this side. That could have been, should have been an out. He got the strikeout of Quattroni.
Some self-inflicted adversity.
To a point, right? Like if the technology's not working, it's not. Maybe you could have adapted quicker and maybe made the switch the first time. It wasn't as effective. Jace Lee's hands tied on that swing and miss. It's 0-2.
See Lee just trying to be the guy in that situation. And again, that sinker So deceptive, right? Especially at the top of the zone, big time spin rate, which just tells you, man, again, kind of that rising sensation, as well as coming in on the hands to a righty.
Top of the zone, or above it rather, 1-2. With the way Radel is throwing for Notre Dame, they can find a way to capitalize on this situation. Line drive to right. It's caught. The throw to first, not back in time, so they don't double up. Brustevich on the tag, but that's 2 down.
Great swing from Jace Lee, though, again. Allows him to get his hands extended with a fastball out over the heart of the plate. That was 104.9 exit velo from Jace Lee. Peppered. Didn't have to move out in right field.
Hardest hit ball of the night. And now an action clock violation against Notre Dame. So the batter not engaging with the pitcher at the appropriate timing.
I'll tell you what, since the rule has been installed, a lot less problems than you might imagine. This is without question the most I've seen in an inning ever.
I mean, whether or not it happens the rest of the game, this is the most pitch clock violations I've seen in a full game.
5.5 an inning?
Yeah. 5 for a full game seems like a lot.
This is what you get at the Jacks Classic. We just got craziness on every turn.
You never know. So it's 0-2 to Noah Coy. Over to Lodis at short, throws on the run, and it's on the money to retire the side. So he makes up for his misstep earlier. No consequences for UCF, still scoreless. The primary fuel source for sprinting and explosive movement.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know what you're saying. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's an answer in there. There's a choice in there that whoever made it thinks that everybody's going to pick. That is not the correct answer.
For our friends at home, can you guys tell Darren's a professor?
It's really less about that and more about my love for semantics and to annoy everyone around me with it.
I see the deductive reasoning, Watson.
2-1 count to Zach Skinner as Jack Radel has retired all 12 batters he's faced. 6 strikeouts so far on the evening. That's hard hit out into center field on the run. Berkland can't get there, does he? He made the catch. That's an incredible play by Drew Berkland.
You're going to see at the end of this play, the glasses go flying. I thought it was the baseball as well. Full extension dives, and look at that. The glove even slides all the way up on the hand. It's a yard sale in center field, and Berkland holding on to the baseball.
1-0 the count to Landon Moran. 0 for 1 with a ground ball to first base his first time up. That is a sensational catch by Berkland in center field. And now it's a 1-1 to Moran. That's now 13 consecutive batters retired by Radel.
All things considered, in a pitcher's duel of this magnitude, maybe a highlight, put a pin in that play by Berkland.
Just off the outside of the plate for Radel, and it's 3-1. It's the first time a count for Radel has reached 3 balls. Skied up. Berkland assesses and is right underneath it for the catch. little bit easier that time, but it's 2 down.
3-1. This is how good the stuff is. See that backside, the shoulder dips a little bit. It's an exit velo of a hundo, but gone out of an elevator shaft that just skies it deep into the air. To your point, Birkland. A long way to go to catch that first one.
Called strike to Noah Rabin. And Jack Radel cleans up a 3-ball count, right back to business with a first pitch strike.
As I do this. Something to consider too with Birkland out in center. What an incredible athlete. He's listed as a catcher as well. Saw a bit of time behind the dish in the Big Ten at Minnesota.
Beautifully placed strike 2. That's the thing with Radel. Again, we mentioned the walk percentage for Braden Smith. Radel almost as good at the Division I level last year. Up and in, and it's 2-2. Radel 6.2% walk percentage.
To consider, he throws that slider 28% of the time. Those are for a strike 67% of the time. There's a lot of percentages in there. It sounded like the Anchorman line. 60% of the time, it works. Every time.
Every time. Out in front, Rabin can't touch it. Strike 3. It's the 7th batter struck out by Radel, and he's retired 15 in a row. Incredible. Bottom of the order for Notre Dame here. Chopper hit by Mason Barth. Lodis with it. It's short, and the throw over to first in time for Moran.
Yeah, Three moves a little bit differently, doesn't he? Come in, get the feet settled. I know he makes the error last inning, but tells a lot about the youngster with how he's going to respond. Can't necessarily teach that big gun across the infield.
Definitely not. We saw that on the running throw earlier, too, in the other frame. Yeah. 1-0. Good take by Dylan Passo.
That looked like big breaking ball. We've seen that slider often. That may have been the first 12-6 breaking ball that Smith's thrown tonight.
It's that one in on the back door. Now 2-1.
Nice block. We bragged on both of these arms, and rightfully so, but I think Big E's taking notes on the catchers. Both these backstops have done a great job of stealing pitches in and out of the zone, being a big wall.
Crushed. High up into the air, deep right field. Goodbye. Dylan Passo, a solo home run, and Notre Dame takes the first lead of the game.
Somebody go get that baseball. Let's elevate and celebrate for the first collegiate home run for Dylan Passo. He gets the DH spot this evening, and he's got the first run of Game 2 here at the Live Like Lou Classic. How about the swing from the diaper dandy? Golden helmet away. Big fives in the third base dugout.
Small windows for this Notre Dame team, right? You got a hitter's count, got to take your chances, got to execute against Braden Smith. 1-1 to Jamie Z. Popped up into foul ground on the right side. His first time up is 0 for 1. Crushed as well, and that one's through the middle for a base knock. Couple of consecutive scorched baseballs for the Irish.
Isn't it funny how it always seems to get contagious? Another mistake out over the plate. You're seeing that sinker not sink as much as it did through the first four. And the Irish, how about the bottom half of this order? Jamie Z turns it over, and now Berkland and Waters will have a chance to keep pouring on.
So back to the Paso home run. That was 96 miles per hour off the bat, 301 feet, the total distance off of the off speed. Z just hit the hardest hit ball of the night, nearly 108 miles per hour, right up the chute.
Whew. Quick mound visit, nothing to panic about. I think just to kind of slow the internal clock. You think back to last inning, 4 pitcher violations, an error, and Smith stays locked in. A couple of barrels aren't going to rattle this junior. Too much college baseball experience. The D2 transfer, just 1 pitch away. Berkland, we've seen the athleticism out in center field. Won't be an easy double play candidate, though.
Singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Watches the strike.
Everything's just not quite as sharp as it was the front end of this outing. It's a breaking ball that backs up, but great work by Skinner. Steal that strike on the inner third.
Line drive and foul. So it's 0-2. Another hard hit ball, that time just not for a hit.
Yeah, that'll get that UCF bullpen up and out of the dugout as they'll head down to the on-field pen. Again, not utterly concerned, but just not as tight are those off-speed pitches.
Liner into left, and the catch made by Rogers. He didn't have far to move. Runner Z goes back to first.
Again, another loud barrel. Berkland putting together some really quality at-bats.
And again, that's 3 batters in a row for Notre Dame that have struck it well. So some action in the UCF bullpen. Kevin Schaunaboom getting loose.
And he's moving a bit quicker, right? Pitch count still at 72, but it's just the second weekend of the season, right? These guys on a little bit of a tighter leash as they anticipate conference play, but to your point, 3 loud barrels in a row. Another time through the lineup.
Called strike, 1-1 to Bino Waters.
Got to be really careful here. The righty-lefty splits for the southpaw in the box. Really advantageous at bat for Waters, I think, the 3rd time through.
Took a healthy hack at it, 1-2.
Gets his A+, excuse me, swing off every time. You'd like to see him maybe shorten up here with 2 strikes. We've seen him continue to expand the zone.
Two strikes with 2 away. Smith. Off the handle, popped up right back to him, and he gets out of the side. Solo home run for Dylan Paso, a 1-0 lead for Notre Dame. The Knights of UCF trailing Notre Dame, a long ball. Our second of the tournament, first of the game, giving the Fighting Irish a 1-0 lead. And Jack Radel continues on the mound, now into the 6th inning for the Fighting Irish.
The way that he is thrown, Could potentially just that one big swing be enough cushion. But for Radel, the calling card, 57 pitches through 5 innings of work. Can he continue to win that 0-0 count?
No base runners so far for UCF. Bottom of the order, Braden Calise looks at a strike. Jack Radel's only gotten up to 3 balls in a count once. I mean, he has gotten to good starts in just about every plate appearance, as that one slices foul, 0-2. Swung on and missed. It dropped into the opposite batter's box, and it gets Calise on 3 pitches.
This is special. Radel's just in a flow state right now, as the kids would say. A breaking ball that falls off the table. 3 pitches is all it takes right here. I like the kid in the box. Calise is, again, slow start to the year, but has shown some really quality ABs. Radel makes it look like slight work.
And gets things started with 94 for strike 1 to J.D. Rogers. Another take, another strike, 0-2.
And here's what's so difficult right now. There are no patterns in the sequence. I'll pitch you backwards. I'll start you off with a heater. Double up on the heater. Here comes a breaking ball. So unpredictable.
Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Consecutive strikeouts, and Radel's up to 9 of them.
Breaking ball on the back foot. Ladies and gentlemen, this is clinical. 6 pitches in the center. 2 punches. Look at the break. This is, again, 4 pitches for a strike whenever he wants. And right now, yeah, he knows. He's in his bag right now, ladies and gents.
The first to Austin Jacobs. Contacted but foul. It's 0-1.
See, these UCF hitters are just on their heels right now.
Strike 2. Check of the swing, it's high, and that's ball 1.
That's a chirp from the fans that you can hear from here. Do it for the fans. A pitch away from an immaculate inning. I think our first base umpire,
you know what?
Cares though.
That's what makes it so special. It's tough to do. That's down into the dirt, and by that I mean nobody's going to just give it to you. You know what I mean?
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, you think that'd be something you would remember, right?
100%. I would. I'm a baseball junkie.
Yeah, well, and you guys have memories like that. Another miss, and it's a full count.
By Jacobs. Those 2 nasty breaking balls that we saw on the pair of strikeouts to start this inning. Does a good job of spitting on 1-2 and 2-2.
3-2. Sent up into the air. Shallow right center. Barth at second, grabs, and it retires the side. No immaculate inning, but still 3 up, 3 down for Radel.
From the front row to the upper level. From epic concerts to heart-stopping games. Tickets for Less puts you where the action is. Experience the thrill of live events like never before. Every seat holds a story. Find yours at ticketsforless.com and never pay service fees.
The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball, covering every game from coast to coast, D1 baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without.
I think our friends at D1 baseball are going to have something to talk about.
Have you checked the Everything app, Twitter/X?
Formerly known as
because likely, Jack, that they're already talking about it.
Yeah.
Maybe just a couple of rooms away over in the press box area here as well. Something special brewing with Jack Radel on the mound for Notre Dame. But Braden Smith's been good as well, 1-0. And Notre Dame with their 3-4-5 batters due up to try to extend this lead. So Mark Quattrani is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Remember, his last time up in the fourth, it was an eventful strikeout. He went down looking on a full count. Matter of fact, both of his strikeouts have come on full counts.
One of them came on 3 pitches?
Yes, because of action clock violations that added to the counts. Two 2-0 Smith. It's a swing and a miss. Big ferocious hack from Quattrani.
This is the movement we're talking about. This is a 2-0, get your grade A off. That pitch lands in the right-handed batter's box. This is a filthy sinker from Smith.
Inside outed by Quattrani, and it's down in right center for a hit, rolling away. Quattrani slides in safely at second base. Runner in scoring position to get things started for Notre Dame in the 6th.
Ross, who shaded out in left center field with the big pole-hitting catcher in the box, he's got to go a long way to try to catch this baseball. And you can see the last second, this inside-out swing checks up at the last deal. He almost overruns it a bit in the backup. Not there in time. Hardest hitting double in the world? Nope. But the book says a laser off the wall, a double for Quattrani. And now the Irish cooking with no outs.
Not to correct you.
Hit me.
Officially, the book says a single by Quattrani, fielding error on Ross in center field.
Did you see what happened there, folks? Career 231 hitter here, begging for the extra bases. I'd be the worst scorekeeper in the country.
Parker Brustevich 1 for 2. Reached on an error his last time up, but singled in the first. Or excuse me, in the second, his first time up. Sales high, 1-1. Slapped foul, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brustevich. On off. Still 1-2. Quattrani at second base. The only base runner we've seen that far. Now, of course, there's the Paso home run, so he automatically advanced through them. But we have not, until this point, seen a runner standing at second base and thus taking a lead from second base.
Good job.
Into the air. Working its way foul, out of play. 3 rows up.
really solid at-bat from Rustevich. 1-2, and it don't matter if you're hitting in the heart of the lineup or at the bottom. He goes and chokes up. You can see here's a great view. He's just trying to play a little bit of pepper. The runner out on second base, man, his job becomes very easy. Ground ball to the right side advances him. And now for the Fighting Irish, you got the opportunity to try to score a run with less than 2.
1-2 again for Smith. Fires, punched over to the right side of the infield. Nice snag by Moran. The toss, Smith covering, and they get the out at first with Quattrani, the base runner, advancing to third.
And in a pitcher's duel of this magnitude, this is a big-time AB. You're going to see Rustevich is going to be met by every single guy in that dugout on the top step because this is just good baseball. 1-2, get defensive, fight to stay alive. Clean barrel, might add you. And again, does the job. Gets the runner over to third. Now, Jace Lee's going to have a chance with a runner on third, less than 2. And UCF will bring that infield in. So the job might be a little bit more difficult for Lee. Going to try to elevate something to the outfield.
Infield in. And Lee watches up and away, 1-0. Rustevich hit that 102 miles per hour off the bat. So you said it. I mean, it was barreled. Standard alignment with the infield in. And another miss of the strike zone, 2-0. Lee 0 for 2. Pop up into foul ground behind the plate, but then that line drive into right field. Over to the right, Moran, the throw home, it's in time, and they tag the runner Quattrani for the out.
Dead to rights, a little bit of a hesitation. Thought he was going to try to draw a throw home, did Quattrani, but that Moran throws a perfect strike and nowhere to go. See, in on the hands of Lee, you can see almost hesitation on both sides, like, he's not going to try me, is he? See, watch this slight hesitation, just enough to keep a 0 on the board for UCF this half inning.
So this infield is being attended to.
I got you. You ready? Our incredible crew here allowed me to do some really fun sideline work there. Got to hang out in that first base dugout. These guys have quickly become my friends. The grounds crew here at VyStar Ballpark, outside of immaculate flow, working their tails off today. They informed me that the sod put down in this ballpark just 2 weeks ago. So they're like, we knew this was going to be a little bit of an issue. All teams were kind of aware of it. I made a bunch of jokes and says, I think it looks good. It just looks like maybe I took my 7 out there and hacked it around a little bit. But outside of it, and they've done a really good job of putting some new dirt in, tamping it down, ready to rumble.
So we resume, and Braden Smith gets a first pitch strike to Noah Coy. It was pretty quick work, too. I mean, pace of play was not affected. It gets by the catcher. And Skinner has no chance at the runner Lee, who moves to second. That's the first one to get by either catcher tonight.
You see just that glove gets down a hair late. I think Skinner was in a perfect position to block this baseball. I almost think it kind of gets lost in translation. It almost hits that back foot.
Which is where Smith really has been living.
Nice. I think Lee had maybe picked up on what I did. It was the first time that we've actually seen Skinner up on his haunches. A lot of these catchers down on one knee. He gets up in the air, and it's just a good old-fashioned timing play where the glove of Skinner goes down, shortstop breaks. Lee not fooled.
1-1. Into the air, little flare into right field, and it drops. Lee around third on his way, slides in safely. RBI single Noah Coy, and a 2-0 lead for Notre Dame.
Coy with his 4th RBI of the season again. Gets in on the hands with a slider on the back hit. Great swing, and again, how big is that pass ball? The extra 90 feet allows Lee to score from 180, and Notre Dame extends the lead. I would like to add this, too, on a follow-up. Great work by Moran, the importance of not giving up those 390s. He cuts that baseball up, keeps Coy from advancing to second, keeps the force out in play, but again, every swing matters. A single could score another. Great cutoff by Moran.
Skinner the first to the mound, and now the infield converges on Braden Smith. And it'll be Kevin Shaunaboom, first out of the pen for either side, entering for the Knights.
Wow, you remembered the year. You deserve a Frosted Berry Whataburger from Whataburger. You stuck to your resolution a whole day. Discipline. You tied a shoe. Just one more to go. You traversed the driveway. You took down your holiday lights before summer. You deserve a new Frosted Berry Whataburger.
A wintry treat for every small feat. Whataburger.
Back with you at the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic, but a look in. This is live at the Round Rock Classic. Dax Whitney on the mound for Oregon State. They and Baylor are tied. That'll be a fun one for the remaining bit. What does that say? Bottom 4? Okay, so still plenty of time.
Dax Whitney hasn't given up a run yet? Unbelievably shocking, huh?
That was sarcasm. Sarcasm, folks. We've got our first out of the bullpen for our goings-on here in Jacksonville. Kevin Shaunaboom relieves Braden Smith, who, if not for Jack Radel being spectacular opposite him, we would probably be talking a lot more about the job that Braden Smith has done. I mean, just the 2 runs in 5 2/3. It's been a well-pitched game, so Shaunaboom will look to carry that baton.
This is their guy, right? A captain on this team. He was second in appearances last year, making 22. Pitched to a 3.67 ERA over 27 innings pitched. How about this number, though? 24 strikeouts to 8 walks.
And a move over to first right away at Noah Coy.
K to walk ratio almost as good as the flow to stash ratio from Shaunaboom. It's good, folks.
Now, the flow to stash ratio, that's based on numbers of volume, right?
Yeah,
It's about the amount.
Well,
because he's got more hair than the mustache,
the strength
right?
of the
That would be
stash.
too much hair under the nose.
I've got an algorithm and a model. If you're interested in it, reach out. There's a lot that goes into it. Some hairspray, some sea spray, some pomade for the stash. It's all good stuff.
Shot up into the air by Mason Barth. Rogers tracks it down, and it retires the side. So a run across, a runner stranded, and 2 runs to none. The Notre Dame lead. The Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic is brought to you by D1Baseball.com. No one covers college baseball like D1 Baseball. Covering every game from coast to coast, D1 Baseball is the resource no college baseball fan can be without. To the 7th inning we go, and I can see the disappointment on your face, Jack, because Jack Radel has ended his night, or maybe it's safer to say that his night has ended. Perfect through 6 innings of fine work on the mound for Notre Dame.
No shamrock, no luck needed for Notre Dame tonight. The book officially closed as Notre Dame will head to the pen. It's number 46, the southpaw Noah Rooney. And yeah, a bit of disappointment, but I do want to make something abundantly clear. This is an incredible coaching staff, Sean Stifler and company. Like, this group gets it. There's a lot of feel, right? They're going to need Jack Radel at the end of the year. So, yes, 6 perfect innings of baseball. I'd like to see the door closed, but you completely understand why they've made the move.
Radel was fantastic. He retired all 18 batters he faced, striking out half of them. He got up to 9 strikeouts. No walk, no nothing, no base runners. And to your point, it's just not the world we live in anymore this early in the season. Push him past, 70 pitches for the outing. When you got the lead, he's been good. And you got other good arms, right? Like Noah Rooney, the Minnesota transfer. Just like Berkland in center field, a guy that they like a lot. 1-1 now. It also is kind of by the book, too, because this is the start of the 3rd time through the order.
And you can see, right, it's just a totally different shape. So the Radel to Rooney pairing could be really beneficial for Notre Dame this year because this is coming out of a totally different slot. Ross, a lefty. He's thinking to himself, okay, great, like Radell's out of the game. Oh, you got a high 3/4 arm slot like lefty, like with a nasty bender? Awesome. My nature just keeps getting better. I love the pairing, love the different tunnels and shapes. And Rooney continuing to try to pour in on the night. A Rooney wearing this uni again, though. How about that?
Struck into the air. And Ross flies out. We're out number 1. That's a great observation.
Like that, Paul?
No relation to our very own Mike Rooney, best my knowledge.
Yeah. Maybe it is knowledge, too.
Brings up Jordan Lodis, 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts. Caught on the first pitch and an 0-1. Lodis pulls back, showing bunt. It's a strike anyway. Just got a piece of it foul, so Lodis hangs in there at an 0-2. Andrew Williamson on deck.
Another fighting Irish pitcher getting ahead early in counts.
Up and in. Lodis claiming that it got him, I think, is the signal there. Okay, yeah, they're going to give him first base, I think.
I think actually.
Well, no, okay. I saw the nod toward the.
I think Rich wants him to take a look.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of moving pieces, kind of flailing in there. Shout out to the athleticism of I'd like to say this too. The Lodi family taking the college baseball by storm a year ago. It's going to be so tough to overturn. I've heard a lot of nicknames for the youngster, though. J-Lo being my favorite.
J-Lo's good.
J-Lo's good. Entire crew heading in and taking a look at our replay.
So, okay, so this is under review. Chris Tipton did not signal to indicate that the call on the field was a hit by pitch, and Lodis has shed his protective gear but has not headed to first base. So I believe the call on the field is that it did not hit him. Therefore, there's going to need to be something conclusive in what they're looking at to send him to first base, which your first indication there didn't seem to believe that there was.
It's just happening so fast. So unless we can see, like, you clearly maybe a jersey move a little bit or a change of direction on the baseball. Oh, that might be our best view right there.
So this is what they're looking at. It is, I mean, you know, it's enhanced, so we're a little granular here. Therefore, it's tough to see the detail of a deflection of the baseball or.
This is where I very much so appreciate getting to play judge upstairs looking at a TV, and I do not envy our friend's job. What'd you think?
I don't think there's anything there.
Agreed.
So now what I was getting at is Lodis is going to have to re-gear up.
Wardrobe change, throws it back on.
I don't.
Reset the mechanism. He's got savvy presence. Got to
There's
sell
a bit
it.
of psychology there, right?
Sell it.
I understand. It just seems a little absurd that now we gotta gear back up for a 1-2 count. Again, I respect the gamesmanship. I'm not at all.
The type of dandy said, "Hey, my gear is right here, and I am not putting it back on." Okay, I'll put it back on.
Rooney the 1-2. Into the dirt. Even count. Lifted. That's out into center field. Berkland is there. And that's 2 away.
Teach you always one step back on a fly ball in the outfield. Berkland takes like 4, but with his speed, you can see he tracks this baseball in with ease to pull in out number 2.
Yeah, I guess in both directions, he's just able to do more quickly. He can speed up that process. Instead of 1 step, you use the same amount of time to take a few more steps, gives you a better look. And he's got the speed to make it up on the back end there. Dribbler right back to Rooney. And an underhanded toss retires Williamson. 3 up, 3 down for Runes. They're Runes in the top of the 7th. Let's stretch it out in Jacksonville. Nearing the end of day 1 of the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic. A look at our remaining games with a noon and 4 o'clock Eastern first pitch for the 2 games tomorrow. That, of course, is subject to change, especially on the second game. And in case the first game goes a little long, as it did today, Notre Dame LSU and UCF Indiana, the matchups tomorrow. Then Sunday, a bit of an earlier start, 11 a.m., Indiana Notre Dame. And then LSU and UCF will round out the competition on Sunday. Kevin Schoneboom back out for the bottom of the 7th to toss to 8-9-1 in the Notre Dame order, beginning with Dylan Passo. Solo home run his last time up. Looks at strike one.
It's taken us 7 innings, and maybe it was the 7th inning stretch. Darren, this is one of the best unit games in the country today.
Yeah, it's tough to argue with.
There are no certainties in life, except for 2. These are 2 really, really good unis, and the pitching tonight has just been spectacular.
Has been incredible. 2 strikes on Passo. Lays it and will keep his 0-2.
See this at bat, allowing him to get his hands extended. Goes big fly to right. This time getting in on the hands and ahead early.
Reaches, tips it, and it's strike 3.
This changeup that just falls off the table. Look at this movement. Away from the lefty. See, just effortlessly falls out the hand. 84 miles per hour. Again, just enough to keep you off balance, but that break, that horizontal break, man. Whew.
First offering to Jamie Z is in there. For an 0-1. Z a single his last time up in the 5th, 1 for 2. It's strike 2. You saw Smith getting a lot of that uncertainty from Notre Dame hitters. Shauna Boom able to achieve the same thing. Aired, foul, and out of play.
You mentioned that uncertainty. Kind of gives me PTSD upstairs, this idea that it's a different arm slot, right, but very similar in how they attack hitters. Splitting the plate, what does that mean, right? You've got a pitch that out the hand looks like it's coming right at you. One that falls away from you, one that comes in, right? Shauna Boom, it's a changeup and a slider. He's doing a really good job of just taking away that middle heart of the plate, right? Everything starts over the middle. And to a right, it's either in on the hands, away with that slider. See, he yanks one there, 1-2. Hey, saw something really similar out of Braden Smith as well. Another righty with sinker, cutter, slider. Very similar pitching arsenal tools out of UCF.
Strike 3. Taken by Z. And it's consecutive punch outs. Shauna Boom's faced 3 batters. He's gotten all 3 of them.
Great pace, get downhill. 2-seam fastball, bottom of the zone. Can I help you? Nah, just looking.
Right at the knees. And now he'll see the top of the Notre Dame order for the first time. There's a strike to Drew Berkland. It was 1 for 3. He's hit the ball really well on a couple of occasions. A line drive out in left field his last time up in the 5th. On the ground, gloved at third. Felice makes the throw. And we're on to the 8th. 2-0, still the counts favoring the Fighting Irish. Beautiful night here in Jacksonville. Game 2 of day 1 of the Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic. And a couple of innings remaining. Noah Rooney back out onto the hill for the Fighting Irish. He got the top of the UCF order to go 3 up, 3 down in the 7th.
Well, 7 perfect inning ends in this little man. Yeah, there's a reason he's still awake at 9:05 Eastern time. It'd be one heck of a first experience at the ballpark, huh?
Wide-eyed and locked in because the Notre Dame pitching staff has combined to retire every batter they've faced. 4, 5, 6 due up for the Knights, beginning with Zach Skinner. His last time up, a fly ball to center field, chased down, a diving effort to record the out by Drew Berkland.
See that Skinner too pointing to his dugout. There's the changeup. It's a fastball, curveball, changeup mix for Rooney. He only throws that changeup 12% of the time, though. Skinner made sure to let the rest of the team know. We were doing sign language in the box. You see, after that one, he let him know slider.
It's not subtle.
It's not subtle. He let the whole offense know. Those boys, we need a base runner.
And not that it needs to be.
We're 3 for 3. Man, that's a heater.
Three and 0 count. Haven't seen one of these today. Rooney into the strike zone to make it 3-1.
Yeah, there he is. He's letting you know again. Bottom of the zone painted. Fastball it is.
Skinner hacks and fouls it back. It's a full count.
You can see Skinner was all over that big 96-mile-per-hour fastball from Radel. You're thinking to yourself, man, late on the 87. That's how good Rooney's breaking ball is, though. That breaking ball he throws 34% of the time is just enough for him to miss a barrel.
Full count. Got to be in the zone for Rooney. For Skinner, got to fight it off if it's close.
You're starting to see Skinner start to catch up, though, a little bit, right? The more heaters that he sees, he's going to get his timing right. I'd be surprised if Rooney throws another in this full count.
Chopped to shortstop. Coy makes the throw. One down.
We've seen those in-between plays all night. Coy does a great job of charging 100% to come get this baseball. Skinner moves well for a backstop, too. Gets him in just the nick of time.
Oh for 2 night so far for Landon Moran. And he begins it with a strike. Moran the signal to the dugout as well. Old but foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Moran.
Think about that breaking ball, too. He's so tough, lefty-lefty. Big foul ball from Moran. Now 1-2. He's going to choke up as well. We saw that camera angle. Hey, it's hard to believe, right, with how good this Notre Dame pitching staff is, right? Just finding a way to get on base. There's some thump behind him. So he's letting him know, too. There's that big 12-6 breaking ball.
Now, in all seriousness, is that so that those teammates who are also engaged with the game are kind of like better able to follow along? Is it that simple?
I almost think it's like a piece of storytelling, right? Like it's vocalizing out loud sequence, right? Like, let's see if we can't find some tendencies. Nothing has worked quite yet so far. Some of it is just like verbal tells for guys that are like, all right, cool, here it is. I saw it out the hand, saw it out the hand. I think for the guys in the dugout, start to understand tendency.
Just off on the fastball for Rooney. And another full count.
Notre Dame fans are upset. This ball's about 2 balls off the plate. It's clearly off. That's how good Quattroni's been behind the dish, though. I mean, he makes this look really pretty.
3-2. Fouled away.
Watch, the hands are far quieter. The stance gets a bit wider. For Landon Moran, down 0-2, fights it back to full. Now he's just fighting to stay alive. Bulldog mentality. Can he win the battle, though?
Pitch number 8. Inside, ball 4. And UCF has its first base runner of the night.
Well, it took a professional AB, and the Knights finally found it. UCF and Landon Moran, a big sigh of relief. And again, it was perfect. Not a single base runner. Yet now the guy standing in the box has an opportunity to tie this game.
That was the longest plate appearance of the night for the Knights. Longest for either side.
Oh, God, you're good, man. And to think that count started, right? 1-2. It finds a way to just kind of get back in the mix. Finally, they make a mistake, and can they jump all over?
So UCF will employ the services of a pinch hitter, Mason Wilson. He's up there to hit, so he swings and misses at the first. Redshirt senior Orlando guy. Chops it, gloved, but in foul ground. No, it doesn't count for anything, but that's a nifty little play by Brustevich.
Especially holding the runner, big hot vault to the right, coming back to his left, nice play. And we're bragging on the length of the at-bat. Mason Wilson comes in and takes the bat off the shoulder in the first 2 pitches. Pinch hitting's the hardest thing to do in the world. I actually love the ambush mentality. Like, let me see if I can't go hit something early. Now he looking to fight to stay alive.
So Rooney, an unsuccessful move to first, or at least unsuccessful in hitting the runner Moran out. Now the 0-2. That's wasted, and Wilson has another 1-2 coming his way.
Love his presence in the box. So often we talk about the volatility of the portal. This guy spending 4 years at Rollins, now in this grad transfer year, the opportunity to do it in the Big 12. He hit 16 home runs.
Good take. 2-2 to Wilson now.
16 bombs, / 357, and now displaying one heck of an eye is, again, that pitch really close. Just a better take.
Rooney, the 2-2, will wait.
Just one out. You probably don't want to take the bat out of the hands, but Moran is 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts this year.
Looped up into center field. Berkland on the run. Can't get there. It's down for a hit. A pinch hit single for Mason Wilson. They're at first and third for the Knights.
Well, when it rains, it pours. The first knock of the night for UCF doesn't come until the 8th inning. Was it crushed? No. Do they care? Of course not. Mason Wilson in on the hands, down 0-2 yet again. Stay in the fight, stay in the fight. Find a way to put a ball in play. Good things will happen. And now UCF, all of a sudden, here they come.
And the margins were so slim on this game when it was a perfecto being dealt by the Notre Dame pitching staff that you look up a walk in a single later, and the tying run is aboard for the Knights. I mean, it's totally changed.
I mean, Radel was grooving at such a pace that the solo shot felt like a margin as deep as the Grand Canyon, and you're going, great. Now all of a sudden the hands get a little bit sweaty. They get base runners back-to-back times for the first time all night. Now Rooney's got some work to do.
Javier Crespo now pinch hitting for UCF. Looks at it for a 1-0 count. He enters for Braden Calise.
I think they get creative here, maybe a little bit of small ball.
Big stride into that one, but leaves the bat on his shoulder. It's 2-0.
Crespo now at his 4th stop. Started his career at Florence Darlington Tech, one of the best junior colleges in the country, located in South Carolina. Then to the Citadel, then to FIU, and now here, chance to play in the Big 12. Big opportunity for him to prove himself.
2 for 5 with a home run on the season. Takes a strike, and it's 2-2.
He's a great bat-in-the-ball player. Hit 340 at FIU last year, and in my opinion, a really underrated conference.
Fouls it away.
I thought maybe the third baseman playing back, Moran getting a big lead over at third, thought it was maybe an opportunity for a potential safety squeeze. Now 2-2, Crespo, infield back, they're hunting a double play ball. They'll give up the run if need be.
There's been a lot more of that by the Knights in this frame. This would be pitch number 7. Another 2-2, shot up into the air in right field. Lee has it, bobbled, and unable to really get a throw off. Thus, a sac fly. Moran scores. It's 2-1.
It's a heck of a pinch hit. You can see big smiles for Javier Crespo, and rightfully so. He finds himself behind the count. Fight to stay alive. It's a breaking ball that he misses, but it does just enough. Sky ball out in the right field. And the way that Lee had rounded around this baseball, heck of an athlete out there. If it's a clean transfer, might have a play at the plate, but calmly secures that baseball, because if he doesn't transfer it as easily, Coach Wallace and that staff may have come out about a potential drop, but instead they cut the deficit in half.
Another pinch hitter for UCF, John Smith III, the transfer from South Alabama. And now something being discussed.
You know, Darren, I actually think I think Stifler's coming out to maybe say, did they take off early? He was pointing at that third base bag. If Rooney steps off the mound and makes a throw to third base to a potentially appeal, you see Jamie Z hanging tight over at third base. I thought they were going to potentially make a throw over. Looks like that is null and void.
Pitching coach Seth Volz out to the mound for Notre Dame. Something else maybe that it just occurred to me. Maybe Sean Stifler wanted to clarify with Tipton that, hey, was that bobble considered to be on the transfer? Because if it was not yet pulled in for the catch, then yes, the runner probably took off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think you're all over it. I completely forgot about the bobble in that scenario.
I think it had to do with the bobble. So if you're Stifler,
there's the
and you get the clarification that it was caught and then bobbled, then there's no need to appeal.
I was going to say, because you saw Z hanging out over at third base, they looked to make the call. Then he's able to clarify, hey, here's the deal. Well done. Good tic-tac-toe there. Land the plane, huh?
Swing and a miss. First plate appearance of the season for John Smith III, and he's got a quick 0-2. Rooney with 2 strikes, 2 away. Bounces it. Quattrani the throw. Didn't quite corral the ball in the dirt in time.
We could hear Chance cry from that UCF dugout. We practice those. What a dirt ball read from the savvy senior. Might feel trivial, might not show up in a box score, but if a single here scores a run. Incredible base running from Wilson.
Smith fanned on another swing and miss. So Rooney strands a runner in scoring position, but UCF has pulled it within 1 in the 8th. Bottom 8 here at the Jacks Classic. And over at the Round Rock, they got a pitcher's duel on their hands as well. Scoreless in the 6th.
That Baylor team, who's looking for a bounce-back year after a tough season in the Big 12, they've surprised a lot of teams. Obviously, the big conversation about Armstrong with the 3 Grand Slams on opening day, but they seem to be a far more well-rounded baseball team, standing in the middle of the ring right now with college baseball's best.
First of consecutive weekends with peak events for Oregon State. Beavers will be in Frisco next weekend. Listen, they don't call it the best outside of Omaha for no reason. Great game here, great game there. No surprises, no surprises.
Oh, babe, oh, babe.
It'll be 2, 3, 4 in the order for Notre Dame, beginning with Dino Waters. It's 0 for 3, looking for his first hit of the night. Kevin Shaunaboom fires in strike 1. Shaunaboom has retired all 4 batters he's faced since entering in the 6th. Out to center field. Didn't quite get all of it, but that was a loud out off the bat of Waters.
Ross plays such a smooth center field that even this line drive, again, we're taught first step back always in the outfield. Those ones that are hit right on the bill of your hat, always kind of testy. He makes this look easy because, folks, the power of Waters is for real. This ball is hammered to the deepest part of the ballpark. Great swing.
Now Mark Quattroni's turn. Aggressive cut, 0-1. Couple of strikeouts, a single most recently in the 6th for Quattroni. Chopper foul, quick 0-2. Notre Dame trying to add to its lead before they attempt to close it out in the 9th. Leading just by 1. Parker Brustevich in the on-deck circle, also guaranteed a plate appearance. One ball, 2 strikes to Quattroni. Up and in. And it's 2-2.
Shaunaboom done a great job again. Braden Smith was phenomenal, but just keeping them in the game long enough, man. His goose egg since he's come out of the pen has been massive.
Swing and a miss. That one was powered by Shaunaboom with his 3rd strikeout.
See the frustration from Quattroni, right? He's going, hey, it was right there. It's not a ton of movement. It's just enough. There's that cutter. This is the barrel. Big swing. 2-2. See, upset. These pitchers all night have just missed barrels, one after another.
Brustevich, who is 1 for 3, with nobody on and 2 away. Shaunaboom misses the zone. He's faced 6 batters and gotten all 6 of them out. Ball 1-1. Called strike 2. Just as Notre Dame trying to add to its lead, UCF trying to keep it at 1. Line drive right into center field. And Brustevich has his second base knock of the evening.
He's been, to me, the most impressive stick in this lineup tonight. Again, 1-2, short and sweet, looking to right center field. Remember, he 2 for 4 now. 3 really quality at-bats. It was a 4-3 putout that advanced the runners, that allowed for the opportunity for the sac fly. Brustevich, impressive night in the cleanup spot.
Man on for Jace Lee. First base runner Shauna Boone's had to deal with, so showing the move right away. Skinner calls time. I don't think UCF is looking to make a change this second.
Yeah, down in the pen, they just got him up to throw a couple BBs. That's number 28, Evan Jones, the junior righty. Hey, to your point, this is the first base runner he surrendered. Like, this feels like his outing, but it is a longer outing, right? You've probably cashed Shauna Boone for the rest of the weekend, but yeah, just an opportunity to let it breathe.
So a check-in in Round Rock. Dax Whitney is lighting it up. That was his 14th strikeout. That's what I'm hearing in my ear. Oregon State up 1-0.
Whitney has punched out 14 batters, which is now a Round Rock Classic record. And by the way, he's 5 2/3 in at 77 pitches. So there, and I stage this. 6 perfect innings from Jack Radel, or the strikeout wizard with a chance to potentially get to 20 if they leave him in the game. What outing are you rocking with?
Well, I mean, we're not there, so I don't know the specifics. Like, does Baylor have a hit?
Yeah.
A couple outs, and it could be two perfect through 6. And yeah, we're just keeping this up while there's a change on the mound. So we were wrong about what's happening here in Jax. Shauna Boone was taken out of the game with that runner at first base.
Yeah, forgive me. Guys, he literally had just gotten up. Evan Jones did, the righty. A transfer from Western Kentucky to Hilltoppers with that magical run last year at the mid-major level. There have been, I think it's like close to 13 kids from that Western Kentucky team that kind of dispersed and are now playing at Power 4 schools. Jones, one of them. He appeared in 14 games last year on the mound, had 4 saves. So this is a back-end bully, if you will, for UCF this season. He is bullying his way to his 15th strikeout in the bottom left-hand corner. Nobody cares about the warm-up. Watch Dax Whitney. Whitney punches out Armstrong, who, a ho-hum 3 grannies on opening day. And that's just a heater. Louisiana, by you.
I'd never heard that one until you dropped it earlier in this game.
Yeah.
I quite like it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
By you.
Yeah.
All right, so Dax Whitney is lighting it up in Round Rock. We've got a new arm for UCF. And again, it's Evan Jones, the right-hander.
It's all in the bio, Darren. His favorite song is Natasha Bedingfield, Unwritten. Write this guy into the lineup card 2 to 3 times a week. He's got a rubber band arm, evident to how little he warmed up down in the pen. Evan Jones, short arm action. It's a breaking ball. It pairs off of a really high-rise heater. See that fastball up to 92, 93. They know how important this insurance run is. I think that's why maybe we saw the end of the line for Shonaboom, who had been cruising up until that single.
Jace Lee reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. Came around to score. And now he has 2-0. Here's the strike zone for Jones.
That over-the-top breaking ball. It's short arm action, so you're going to get that 12-6 feel. There's another.
Missed inside though, so 3-1 here. Jones has got to find it. That's the thing about making the move.
The guy they trust, especially with that breaking ball too.
Well, that's an action clock violation. That's strike 2 on Jace Lee.
That's huge.
So again, the batter has to engage with the pitcher. It's meant to get everybody on the same page and kind of engage and thus start the pitch. Strike 3 called. Lee takes, and it retires the side. In 1939, as ALS symptoms began to weaken him, Lou Gehrig selflessly took himself out of the Yankees lineup for the good of the team. Today, for the good of our team and the ALS warriors we serve, please go to livelikeLou.org/forthegood to make a donation and help us provide support for ALS families when they need it most. Peak Events will match every dollar raised up to $25,000. New arm onto the mound for Notre Dame. It's the sophomore Osheen Lee, who pitched 16 times for the Fighting Irish a season ago, 19 innings, and has become something of a reliable back-end-ish guy. Nearly 4.5 strikeout to walk ratio a season ago as a freshman.
As a freshie, 26 strikeouts to just 6 walks, Darren. He is a strikeout merchant, but here's the bigger picture. His mom and his dad, both from Ireland. He grew up in Mass. He was born to pitch for the Irish. Are you kidding me? He's looking for his first collegiate save. He is their back-end guy. This is his moment. He had a massive offseason, and this is what it's all about.
Steven Chukka is the pinch hitter for UCF here, in place in the 9-hole of Austin Jacobs. And there's a called strike for Lee. It's 1-1.
Loved how Coach Wallace has used his bench. Already a 4th pinch hitter for UCF.
All coming after, perfect for a lot of the games for the Irish pitchers. So, as you had said prior to all these pinch hit appearances, something's not working. You gotta mix it up.
They've gone to a lot of, advantage with the lefty on the mound and Rooney. They went to a couple righty sticks. Now with the big righty on the mound, got a bunch of lefties. Chess, not checkers.
Tips it foul. Home umpire was maybe looking to see if Quattrani snagged that. I think maybe he could have, if he was aware of that going on, could have sold it. One hop. Gustevich Can't make the play. Chucka is aboard to lead it off in the top of the 9th inning. He is the tying run.
Well, tell you what, if UCF's able to come back and win this game, 2-strike hitting will be the conversation. I know this will probably be charged as an error, but this is a good hard 90, down in a 1-2 count. Just fight to put a ball in play. Good things happen when you put the baseball in play. You know, I'll tell you, Notre Dame feels a little lucky. If Brstevich, unable to handle it, just eat the throw. You know what I mean? Like, just put it in the back pocket, because if that baseball gets away from him, the Knights could be off to the races.
Pinch runner Caden Gaskin now enters. And it's back to the top of the order. So Diamez Ross, who's 0 for 3, but you see the C on his chest. A bat that this UCF team relies on heavily. And it's strike one.
Love the idea. You can see he's letting him know there's a changeup from Lee. And I like the idea, right? Like, it's clearly a bunt for a hit spot. If you get the runner over, great.
Now showing, pops it down. Gaskin advances to second on the sacrifice bunt by Ross. So with one away, a man in scoring position.
Yeah, Ross has got 13 bunts for a hit across his career. Like, he can really handle the stick. So it's a total win-win situation for UCF. You advance Gaskin. Now you're a base hit away from tying this ball game. If he reaches, you force the big sophomore to try to make a play. Well done by Lee to defend the position.
And now it's J-Lo. Jordan Lodice swings out of his shoes on the first. UCF still only with one hit and making it stressful for Notre Dame. Now back 0-2.
I can't help but pinch myself. Game 2. What a ball game. Elite pitching, timely hitting. This has been a blast.
Swing and a miss. Quattrani tagged him in the back, and the strikeout goes for out number 2.
He pulls the string. Just that simple. He's geared up for a big heater, and he gets him to chase out of the zone. I mean, look at the depth. That's a true Bugs Bunny breaking ball, man. Great work by Quattrani to catch that short hop, able to get the tag right away. A throw potentially with Gaskin's speed. He's able to get the third, and it just kind of changes the dynamic on the mound. And now pitching coach Seth Bolts will have another quick word.
There is another arm warming in the Notre Dame bullpen. Chase Vandermeed. But the Irish 1 out away from putting a bow on this Game 1 victory for their weekend. There's Vandermeed just in case.
He's a sidewinder, right? This is going to be for a very particular at-bat. They might have something in their scouting report where, hey, Skinner, the righty on deck, could that be an advantageous matchup? Because it is an uncomfortable arm angle.
Andrew Williamson takes a big swing and lines it out into the gap in right center field. It's down for a hit. Gaskin scores. Tie game. Williamson on his way. A stand-up RBI triple.
A point to the heavens and a swing as well. Right out over the heart of the plate. It's a breaking ball, and he does damage to the biggest part of the yard. A triple. A tie ball game. We see numbers. Notre Dame's got a problem. Gaskin scores, and the Knights, with one swing, right back in it.
Just their second hit of the evening. And they're going to push the Irish to a bottom of the ninth. And again, a pause in the action. This will be for the pitching change. So Vandermeed will enter to face Zach Skinner. We'll step aside. UCF, could they take the lead with 2 away in the ninth? UCF has gone from not getting a hit until the 8th inning to tying it at 2 on an RBI triple by Andrew Williamson, and now having him just 90 feet away from taking the lead in the ninth. Another pitching change for Notre Dame. It's Chase Vandermeed.
Vandermeed, 6'5", 200-pound Michigan native. It's a fastball slider, right? It's all you really can throw from this arm angle. But something to keep in mind, Vandermeed actually, in 17 appearances last year, made 5 starts. Really versatile young man on the mound, and I kind of love the decision. Lee looks really good. One bad pitch. And remember, the error to first allows this inning to prolong. Skinner's been dialed today. I think he's put some really strong ABs together, and I think this is a respect for the UCF backstop.
Zach Skinner's 0 for 3. Vandermeed's first pitch in there for strike 1. This is a wildly different look than UCF has seen all night. Skinner scoots out of the way, 1-1. Cut in a miss, 1-2.
I mean, this is 90-91 from this arm angle. Like, imagine, let's say you're claustrophobic. The most uncomfortable ABF, like the box feels like it's shrinking on you when 91 is coming out from this arm slot.
Foul tip, squeezed by Quattrani, strike 3. The runner is stranded at third. Vandermeed gives Notre Dame a chance to walk it off in the home half. To the bottom of the ninth we go. Notre Dame up to the plate in a 2-2 tie ball game with a chance to walk it off, but it's not the case if UCF doesn't tie it in the top of the ninth, and their Golden Spikes Award watch list player, Andrew Williamson, with an RBI triple, absolutely smoked this ball 108 miles per hour off of his bat.
Their dude was their dude, simply put, right? This is the 6th triple of Williamson's career. And check out the energy. He is the heart and soul of this night's offense. 350. 13 pumps, 19 doubles. This guy is an extra base hit machine. And when they needed him most, on a night that was beyond quiet, I checked you earlier, Derek, they didn't just not have a hit through 7 1/3. They were into the 8th inning without a base runner. They're dead to rights. This Notre Dame pitching staff putting on what could have been a record-setting, memorable evening. And Andrew Williamson with one swing says, not so fast.
Evan Jones still out there for UCF. He faced one batter in the 8th, struck him out. Got Jace Lee looking on a full count. It was the 8th Notre Dame batter striking out tonight. So Noah Coy, Mason Barth, Dylan Passo, the three duo for the Irish. Down and in, 1-0. Coy an RBI single his last time up in the 6th. He's 1 for 3 on the night. Level count, 1-1. Two and one. Remember, this is also how Jones started on the only other batter he's faced, and he fought back to strike them out. Hard on the ground, second base, and the play made by Gaskin.
The ball will find you, right? Immediately inputted in the game as a pinch runner. Talked about those 4 pinch hitters for UCF. They now left to right across the infield. Gaskin playing that second base spot. We also see Mason Wilson over at third base. Lodi still at short. And again, remember that play, infield in, Landon Moran cuts down the runner at the plate. How huge is that in this moment?
Mason Barth takes, it's 1-0. He's 0 for 3, but he's had a couple that were really well struck.
If it's May, not February, that ball that he hit to center field in his first at-bat, got a real shot. Now, I'll tell you this, I think just from the pedigree of the young man, a freshman in this situation is thinking to himself, I want to go win the game. Like one swing. But he stayed really under control, even on that foul ball straight back. Like, he's not getting too big. Getting sights set through the middle of the field. I've really loved his approach.
Swing and a miss, it's a 1-2. This has been an absolute chess match of a game when you factor in how UCF clawed to those 2 runs to get it here. Jones just off the mark. Wanted strike 3, instead it's 2-2.
You see Skinner moves the glove a little bit more than he usually does. If he just sticks this thing at the top of the zone, I think he's got a better shot, but a little bit too much glove action for home plate umpire Chris Tipton.
2-2 from Jones. Got him swinging. 2 down.
Jones is getting on the mound right now and just letting him know. Here comes the old Uncle Charlie. That's 4 in a row to the young freshman. He don't even care, man. That's. I mean, you see here, just falls out from underneath. This is nasty stuff.
Dylan Passo homered in the 5th to put Notre Dame up 1-0. Shuffles his feet, and it's 1-0. Otherwise, he's got a couple of strikeouts. Jerks his body but lays off. 1-1.
That heater up to 93. You know, breaking ball at the bottom of the zone can be a bit more dangerous to a lefty.
Ran that one up. 2 balls and 1 strike. Same count Passo's homer came on earlier in the game. Sends it to the opposite field, and diving snag. Lodis retires the side. Let's go to extra innings, shall we, Jack?
The pedigree of the youngster. Lodi, full extension. Yeah, we want some more baseball too.
Make sure you're locked in with us for the final 2 days of the Live Like Lou Jacks College Baseball Classic, starting at noon tomorrow. Notre Dame LSU, UCF, Indiana to take place afterward, approximately 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then Sunday, getaway day for all 4 of these teams, as well as, well, all of us here at D1 Baseball. Indiana, Notre Dame gets started at 11 a.m. LSU, UCF, the final of the festivities here in Jacksonville this year. Day 1, though, we've already got bonus baseball for you. Top of the 10th, here we go. Landon Moran leads off for the Knights of UCF.
Schedule a quick turnaround, obviously, for one of these teams in Notre Dame. Extra innings, and then the ho-hum reigning national champions at noon tomorrow.
Called strike for Chase Vandermeed. Faced one batter coming in after that RBI triple by Andrew Williamson in the 9th. And he got a strikeout. Now he's 0-2 to the second batter he's faced. Up and spinning, foul, out of play.
You know, hitting is, it's like a snowflake. Every stance, every swing different. But what you love to see is buy-in. You know, even when you're getting perfect gamed, if you will, through 7 1/3, you've seen every single one of these guys choke up on the bat to 2 strikes. Their 2-strike approach has been super impressive out of Coach Wallace's group today.
Another foul ball. That's when everything changed. It happened in the 8th inning. That's when they seemed to take this approach. It was a lot more communicative with the dugout. They started signaling the sequencing, and for whatever it's worth, that has seemed to work.
Again, that flurry of pinch hitters, it became verbal. They were trying to almost like jinx their way out of it, if you will. So again, every swing, every stance, where do you stack the hands? You stand up or you crouch down? It doesn't matter, right? But they have gotten complete buy-in 1 through 9. These Knights, I'm buying stock.
Another 0-2, another foul ball. That's 4 in a row with 2 strikes.
And again, if anything, right, you're just wearing on a reliever. These are not easy pitches to foul off, too. Seeing 91 from this arm slot is remarkable.
Vandermeed again spoiled.
That was the first changeup we've seen. So I joked about how do you throw more than just a fastball slider from down there. That was a changeup at 79, painted on the outside. And again, Moran, wide stance, defensive just to stay alive.
Pitch number 8 to Moran, and it's still an 0-2. Ripped through the right side of the infield. A clinic of a leadoff single for Landon Moran.
It's a professional at bat. He's active, he's in it, and he's letting the boys know right out the box.
And now it's Mason Wilson's turn, who entered the game as a pinch hitter in the DH role for Noah Rabin and singled in the 8th. That was the first hit of the night for UCF. There's the bunt away.
See if they get creative here. Notre Dame crashing really hard with Jamie Z over at third base. Does Wilson then try to push this up the first base side? Is it a potential bunt and run situation with Moran, who runs pretty well?
Popped up. Vandermeed squeezes on the mound, and that's 1 down.
You know, you got to get a job done, but give Wilson some leeway. trying to bunt 91 as a right-handed hitter from a three-quarter slot where it feels like it's coming from behind you is no easy. So he just elevates with a heater. You see that bat's got to stay at eye level, and anything above it, you're pulling it back. But again, the tunnel to try to pick out the heater from Vandermeer, tough stuff.
And first pitch hits Javier Crespo, who's had 2 quality plate appearances, even though technically he's 0 for 0.
Yeah, remember that sac fly in the 8th where you're going, hey, we needed more. Down 0-2, he fights to see a 7-pitch AB, and it was a sac fly out to right. And now an HBP. Almost sounded like he got the bat, and this is just right off the forearm of Crespo.
Yeah, it might have even gotten the knob of the bat after that, but that was 4 on first for sure.
That was flush. That's not fun.
Number 51, James Hankerson Jr.
Another pinch hitter for UCF. It's the former Florida State Seminole, James Hankerson Jr. A switch hitter, batting lefty against the right-hander Vandermeer.
The depth of this night's bench.
Into the backstop it goes. Runners advance, 2 in scoring position for the Knights. So UCF suddenly in a situation where a base knock could put you up 2.
Knights fans ready to erupt. James Hankerson Jr. in his 3rd collegiate season, a redshirt at Florida State last year. In just 46 ABs, you mentioned the 261. He did have 2 pumps and 9 ribbies. I can't speak to that season, but as a pinch hitter, so opportune at times. It's got to feel like one of the biggest at-bats of his college career to this point. And with the infield in the job, feels a little bit easier sometimes, honestly, as a hitter. It's, hey, now I got to elevate and lift the ball into the outfield. I got to be selective on what pitch I can do that.
Seth Volz back out to the mound. And Notre Dame continues to use more arms than they would like to. Pitching change for the Irish. It's a new reliever when we return in the 10th. Another reliever takes the mound for the Fighting Irish as they are in a situation. 1 out, runners at 2nd and 3rd in the top of the 10th inning tie game. Eli Thurman, the graduate from Division II Tampa, steps on to the hill.
Back-to-back Natty champ. Put some respect on my guy's name. Thurman will come in. He's a fastball, slider, changeup guy. You'll see that here, 47% of the time, that slider up to 31. And this feels like the opportune time, especially with the lefty in the box, that he's going to see a ton of spin with the infield drawn in, trying to draw a ground ball.
He inherits the 1-0 count, gets Hankerson swinging at the first thing, so it's 1-1. Infield is in for Notre Dame. Thurman was tremendous at Division II Tampa. Bouncer right side, it's through. Hankerson a single, 1 scores, the second is across. And UCF takes a 4-2 lead.
Breaking ball down, no problem. With the infield in, James Hankerson Jr. with the swing of potentially the night. A 2-run single to right. Great throw from Lee, but just not in time. Heck of a hustle, 90 from Javier Crespo. And transfer portal this, transfer portal that. James Hankerson Jr. got the opportunity to come to UCF and get quality ABs. Now in the 10th inning, in front of potentially friends and family, all smiles around as he has given them their first lead of the night.
It cannot be overstated, the circumstances at the conclusion of 7 innings of this game. They had been perfect gamed, if I could borrow a term. You turned it into a verb. They had been perfect gamed up until that point. And they have scratched and clawed to tie it up, send it into extras, and here they are up a couple of runs.
Jack Radel threw 6 perfect innings tonight. That's just a fact. The book was closed. They go to Rooney, who was really good out of the pen, and this UCF offense has fought and scrapped. Give a ton of credit to that bench. They have showed immaculate depth tonight.
Galvin takes low. Gaskin, rather. I was getting a name mixed up. Zach Malvasio is now the pinch runner at first. Chopped, left side. Z throws to second. They get one. The turn is there. And Notre Dame gets the double play to retire the side and get to the bottom of the 10th, down 2. Two-run lead for UCF. Headed into the bottom of the 10th inning. Notre Dame with a chance with 9-1, 2 batters due up. But they need 2 runs to tie it and extend this game. 3, of course, would win it. Evan Jones back out onto the mound. He's retired all 4 batters he's faced with a little help from his friends. Jordan Lodis, a diving grab at shortstop for the last out of the bottom of the 9th. So Jamie Z steps up to the plate, having just made his first defensive play of the game. That double play ball that retired the side just in the last frame. His first ball he had hit his way all night.
I know it sounds trivial, right? But it shows how dominant this pitching staff has been. No one's really had the ability to get out in front and yank a ball down to the third base side. Talk about 7 1/3 perfect innings of baseball. And this UCF Knights team has fought and clawed their way into an opportune moment. They're in the driver's seat here, and Jones is looking good.
Z 1 for 3, singled in the 5th. A strikeout most recently in the 7th, and he popped out foul his first time up. There's strike 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Birkeland on deck. Waters behind him. Full count on a good eye by Z. Swing and a miss. Jones elevated. Z couldn't catch up, and that's the first away.
Big-time players step up in big-time moments. You mentioned the season at Western Kentucky last year for Jones. That giddy-up fastball paired with that big breaking ball, you know, that was his bread and butter, but last year in 14 appearances, he only went 11 1/3. Like, he is showing great length tonight that he hasn't done since really his freshman season.
Called strike to the leadoff batter in the order for Notre Dame, Drew Berkland. To your point, he's thrown an inning and 2/3. Over 2 stoppages. It was an out, then 3 outs, and then that first out there. Big hack, and Berkland can't connect.
And that's a big deal for a guy who, last year had 4 saves. But that sit-down period not only takes like a ton of mental fortitude, but more so the arm has got to stay fresh. His conditioning looks strong.
Jones the 0-2. Down into the dirt, maybe choked it a bit there.
That's an 0-2 break ball where you're trying to make it nasty, and that front side flies a little bit. You're like, ah. But you change the eye level, right? You're getting a good hitter out on his front side, and Berkland has been just that tonight. Really quality at-bats at a leadoff spot.
Now 2-2. Berkland 1 for 4, but some really well hit balls that resulted in outs. Swing and a miss. Jones, another punch out on the fastball.
.92, giddy up. Just runs it right off the plate, backdoors him a bit. And the whiff. And the Knights now just 1 out away from pulling off what seemed like an inevitable Notre Dame win. The pitching kept him in him, and now can Jones slam the door?
Andrew Graham, a pinch hitter for Notre Dame, the graduate infielder. Unable to contact the first, 0-1.
Goes and challenges the pinch hitter. This is just fastball right down Broadway, but it is the hardest fastball of Jones's outing up to 93.
Jones has struck out 4 of the 6 batters in a row. He's retired. Another strike. 0-2. One more from a Knights extra innings victory. We've seen that a couple of times on the 0-2.
I mean, that UCF dugout has brought so much juice and energy tonight. Not to say that Notre Dame didn't, but even when it felt really gray and ugly, these guys have kept them in it, and I think you see that energy kind of reflect on the mound, whether it be Braden Smith and now Jones.
1-2. Strike 3 called. Good Knights. A gutsy opening night victory here at the Jacks Classic by UCF.
They were 1 pitch away, 1 out away, and Andrew Williamson in the 9th hits a triple to dead center field to give new life. And this UCF pitching staff goes toe-to-toe with what was 7 1/3 perfect innings from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. All 3 phases of the game on full display. And this, the finale, Jones. Backdoor him. And he, by the way, hits him with a little bit of a Caleb Williams, icy in the veins. Cold as can be. And look at the boys flying over the top rail. Man, that is a gutsy win. Coach Wallace and company.
A phenomenal outing by Jones on the tail end. That was his 5th strikeout, the 12th by UCF pitchers in this game. He fanned 5 of the 7 he faced, getting all of them out en route to the Knights' victory.
This is a passionate, inspiring dialogue. Saying, boys, this is who we are. Got to be so incredibly proud of their grit and resilience. To me, what stands out most, though, Dan, the depth. that eighth inning, they see 4 pinch hitters, a pinch runner. They go to 6 pinch hitters, I believe, on the game in totality. Hey, Big 12, beware. Hey, Coach Wallace, the former Knight himself, has got one heck of a group.
They used 5 pinch hitters and 2 pinch runners, all contributors down the stretch after not having a base runner through the first 7 innings of the game. A remarkable extra innings win in the comeback by the Knights of UCF. A remarkable finish to day 1 of the 3rd annual Live Like Lou Jack's College Baseball Classic here on D1 Baseball. For Jack DeLongchamp, I'm Darren Vaught. Thanks to the rest of our crew for their tremendous work today as well. Thanks to you for tuning in. Final score in game 2 of the day from Jacksonville. UCF 4, Notre Dame 2 in 10 innings of bonus baseball.